one other thing, I enjoyed the game. It's really good. Like I say, trading's really hard, but you know, the quick nature of it, moving around, basically jumping in, grabbing a planet, having someone sort of come and take that planet off you, reopens the options and stuff. So, and the combat's like super slick. So you just, you know, multipliers, very simple maths, very easy. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. So thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I actually thought that it was a fantastic game. It was really sweet. It was really smooth. It was quite fast paced, and it was, for like a 3-player game, it was very easy to grasp as well. I think it would be great for people that aren't really into games that much, because it's quite simple. But it had a surprising level of tactics to it as well, which is great. And I was happy because I won. So it was good. Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good game. With each card having 2 different abilities and the multiplier, it's got a lot more depth to it than we first realised. Even though it's a quick game, there's still quite a lot of options you can have while playing. So yeah, really good.
Okay, I really liked it. It's quick, but it includes everything you'd want from a 4X game. So the research is really good. The combat, there's plenty of combat, but the combat is quick. The combat is deterministic by and large. The one thing maybe I would have liked maybe a little more variety in the VPs, in these maybe. Yeah.
All right.
That's the only thing that's occurred. Otherwise, it's great.
Well, I really enjoyed it. I think it's pretty good as it is. What do you think?
I really enjoyed the game. It took me a while to get started, but when I did understand what was happening, it was really good. And I beat it.
I really like the game because it's very strategic, very fast-paced, and it's got a lot of fun components in it.
It was a really good tactical game. I loved it.
So the battle system's really good, the skirmish system's really good, and the not quite programmed system is nice as well. Sorry, that was incoherent, wasn't it?
I've just had an excellent time with Warpgate. I have many things I like about it. I love the fact that the game encourages you very much to plan 4 turns ahead. I like the modular board, the fact that some games will be more combat focused, some games will be more about trade, about glory, and the combat system is excellent. It really pulls the game together. Love it.
Yeah, it's a very interesting game, lots of control, area control. It's not as simple as you think initially, or as go out there and grab everything straight away as you initially think.
I really enjoyed the simplicity of it.
It's the first time I played and I thought it was fun. I really enjoyed it.
Really enjoyed it. Nice that you can go all out combat or be really peaceful and tradery and win either way. It's good fun.
Yeah, really good fun. Haven't seen this mechanic before where depending when you play your cards, you get different multipliers. That was very interesting. Quite quick, a little bit of interaction, you can attack each other. Yeah, I liked it.
The card part here is really interesting and makes you actually making some tough choices. You can move around the board quite quickly, but the only thing is the victory points can be a bit swingy depending on what victory point cards you draw, so you are a bit beholden to the luck of the draw. But there's some really interesting combat stuff in there, and it's really tactical and aggressive, which is good.
Yeah, really good game. Good focus on area control. Really rewarding, grabbing the missions and trying to sort of then do as few moves as possible to get as many points as possible. And really nice, simple combat system that doesn't feel too luck-based. So yeah, really good.
Well, I really liked the scalability of the game for the number of players involved. I also like the fact that when you're playing cards, you have to make a decision between wanting to do something quickly or wanting to do something powerfully later in your turn with that same card. I actually quite like the way the combat works, even though my luck was really bad today. You know, it just comes down to that sometimes, and you know, you're going to get that in some types of game. I also like the number of different ways of scoring points, and the fact that it appears that how you score those points, how many points you score for those things, does scale with how difficult it is to do them, which I think that makes a lot of sense. So overall, I do think this is a really good game.
I like obviously the fact that, well, we didn't actually play with it, but they're all asymmetric, so all the races have got different powers and abilities. From what we were told, we played the game a bit differently because we all sought for technologies. But what I did like is obviously there's a different path to the victories. So you've got the technology route, you've got claiming trade routes to get other additional stuff. Combat's very quick, very fast, works very well. And the fact you get to play different cards and the multipliers up makes you really have to think about the cards that you've got. But yeah, no, brilliant. So yeah, we'll be back in. Thank you.
I really enjoyed it. I really like the increasing the strength of the cards as you play through the game. The different interactions between the combat cards are really interesting. And just the combat and how your ships move around, and losing ships, gaining ships, and trying to predict what your opponent's going to do and try and counter them. It's really good. Yeah. Really good.
Just played Warpgate. Really solid game. The theme isn't something I immediately jump towards in terms of space, but I think it's a really good game. I like that it works well. It worked well with 2 players when I just played it, and I can see it working well with multiple players as well. I think it's really good that way. I like the fact that you have this is a cool mechanic where the later in a game you play the cards, the more times you get to do that action. And I like you have the 2 different cards to try and collect, one through sort of dominance of control of planets, and then also through just venturing around and going to the right planets. I think the cards and the artwork and stuff are all really good, and I literally think I'd buy it. Yeah.
Great,
yeah.
great. Thank you.